Okay, I'm back again. So, I had a couple people reply to this video. I haven't gotten any video response. I'm actually anxious to see some video response. But I had a couple people reply, and one of the replies was, you know, asking Jesus if he exists without believing he exists. Well, let's see. Hmm. If you are going to say, for example, you get a stain in your shirt, your clothes. I wear white shirts all the time. This is not a religious thing. It's just I own a business, so this is part of my uniform, I guess. Um, and occasionally I get grease in them from working on, maybe checking the oil on one of my trucks, or maybe I'll get once I cut my arm, scratch my arm, you know, and I got blood in my sleeve. It was very difficult to get out. Um, there are many, many, many cleansers that claim they can get grease out of shirts and blood out of shirts and all that kind of stuff. I have a problem with tough skin. I have very tough skin. My fingers, if I get grease in the grooves of my fingers, for some reason, it can take me days to scrub it out. But there is one cleanser that I found, and I won't mention any name because I don't want to sound like I'm pushing a particular product, that I found that if I scrub my hands dry, don't put any water on them, just use the cleanser, scrub my hands dry. That'll take the grease right out of my fingers, even from under my fingernails, which is a very difficult feat. So, um, the problem was the first couple of times I used it, it didn't work. And I said to myself, this thing claims to work. It claims to get the, oh yeah, it gets grease out. Yeah, right. You know, go figure. And then finally one day I sat down and I read the instructions. Now, what I was doing was I go to the sink, I'd put it on my hands, I'd rub a little water, because it's kind of dry, like it's like real gritty. And those of you that know anything about hand cleaner, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, Sebastian, that's, that's my hound. um, the it's real gritty like, so I mix a little water in it to soften it on my hands so it doesn't scratch up my hands, and makes your hands dry because it takes the grease out, of course. And the first couple of times I used it, it was like really, it did. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, right, this stuff doesn't work. Well, one day I sat down and I read the instructions, and the instructions say, for best results, rub on hands dry and then wipe off. So, in other words, what I'm supposed to do is rub this stuff on my hands dry, scrub it in real good, and then wipe it off with a dry towel. Then I wash my hands with soap and water. And guess what? Wow. I mean, much to my surprise, it worked. I've been using it that way ever since. Honey, you're in my video. I've been I've been using it that way ever since. So, um, it, if I had never used it the way that it was, that the directions um, said to use it, I would still think it doesn't work. You know, I ran into a mechanic friend of mine, not probably, I don't know, it's been a long time ago now because I've been doing this a while now. So I ran into a mechanic friend of mine a long time ago, and I said, you ought to try such and such. Oh man, I tried that. It doesn't work. I said, well, did you do it this way? And he says, no, I didn't do it that way. I guess my point is that, I would not, if you want something to work, you have to use it in the confines, or in of its promise. In other words, you have to use it the way that it says it works in order to make it work. So unfortunately, fortunately, unfortunately, whatever the case, um, the only way, the only way that we can prove that what God says worked is by doing what he says works. Now, like I said this before, I'll say this again. Some of you are not going to like that. You're going to find occasion to it. You're going to pick holes in it. Hey, like I said, I'm here for discussion. You know, and the bottom line is, you know, you guys have been very, very sarcastic, about this whole issue. So, somebody, and the only reason why I mention that is because somebody said something about me being sarcastic. Yeah, I do. I love a good joke. I appreciate the value of sarcasm. But the truth of the matter is, and the truth won't change. That is that if you ask God for anything, you have to first believe that He is God and that He's a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. That's the scripture I read yesterday, and I stand on that. So if you're going to ask God if He's real, then maybe you should first believe He's real. Hmm. Get back to me on that one. I'll talk with you.